Yep. But that changed. That's nice. Get that over there. I don't even need any of that stuff. I can make that a little bit bigger. This can move over there. Here we go.
How's it going?
Pretty good in my part of the world. What's going on in your part of the world?
Real good.
Do you even know what day it is?
I think it's Sunday.
Where?
Earth.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but it's not Sunday in Australia. Is there anyone in Australia? What day is it?
Yeah, I'm so curious too.
Yeah. What day is it where you're watching? Maybe we should ask that question.
That's a good question.
Yeah, those mini ones didn't last very long, did they?
Nope.
Nope. See, it is Monday. I thought so.
Monday in Australia?
Yeah.
Fascinating. Okay, it's already there. They're ahead of us.
Is anyone at Tuesday yet? Or is
Monday in
there some
Thailand.
people still stuck on Saturday?
That would be.
Yeah.
That would be.
Is it still Saturday in your part of the world? Oh, look at that. It's already afternoon on Monday in New Zealand.
Fascinating. That's way out.
Nice. Well, Bear Fur, let us know how that goes.
No, seriously,
Sunday
let
in
us know how that
Seattle.
goes.
Now that's cool. Sunday where I live, Monday at Company HQ. Okay, so it's 10:34 in the Philippines. And it's 3:30 in New Zealand in the afternoon.
Okay.
Yeah, I think time is fake. I'd like to argue with someone on that. If you think time is not fake, explain to me in the chat. And oh, see, it must be Monday in Sweden too.
It's kind of just a measurement, isn't it?
I like that. Our time is just for us. You know, Brian, that's a bit of an assumption to think that time is a human invention. How do you know we didn't just copy it from some other race? Because we thought it was a good idea too. I mean, isn't that how they say that there really aren't any new inventions, they're just refinements of existing technology? There we go. It's Thursday on the moon.
See, that's where I said Earth. Somebody knows the moon. Good stuff.
The sun controls the day, or is it just the inertia of rotation on our planet relative to the source of illumination? cranky. Yeah. 4:30 in Greece. Don't ask why I'm awake. You know, when people say that, is it effectively the what do you call it? The reverse psychology of ask me how I know. There you go. Time is just a measure of distance. Therefore, time is not real, only distance.
Distance through space, right? Like,
Well, that's supposed to be inferred.
yeah.
Is I mean, really define that too.
True.
Oh, it was Relaxicon weekend? Damn, I missed that. You didn't give me enough of a heads up there, Mr. Odo. Got to do that next year. Let's put that on the calendar. 18 miles per second through space. That's a great way to put it. Yeah, how do you put something back in the same place you picked it up? Yeah, talking about space. Are you in space?
Yeah, I suppose. On a rock in space.
Michael, are you in space?
Yeah, sometimes.
But not today?
Not today.
You know, space is relative too.
Yeah, this is some good stuff.
Huh. We're on an organic spaceship, or we are an organic spaceship? Wow. I wonder if the batteries on Voyager will still be working when it gets there. Yeah. Oh, I love this question. So do you guys think we are the only beings in the known universe? It depends on who knows. Because your known universe is not the same as my known universe. And I guarantee you there's some people out there whose known universe is not very known. Or not very big. Are you playing with your balls?
Yep. I'm rattling them.
It's kind of hard to resist playing with these
Well,
balls,
it's fun
isn't
because
it?
it's got the weight, so it's fun to try to just kind of like try to stand it up too.
It's a good noise.
You know some people who are definitely from outer space. Did they tell you? Cool. Maybe those are the ones I've been looking for. Yeah, I like it. Heading there right now. Dynabab's become a musical instrument company. Is that a rattle vap?
Yeah, right.
You get it just right. Eat your. Yep. Are we playing with toys?
Just rattling some caps.
String theory. Can one purchase just the body of the Hyperdyne? I'm pretty sure that we've got that available. Morocco app. Okay, that's good. Sundays are for vaping and ASMR. Yeah. All right. You ready, Mr. Odo? Fire. If you can.
I just imagine him shooting up a gun in the air. Do the rolling the quarter trick.
Do you have any good April Fool's idea this year? Oh, good evening, Orange Imposter. Okay, we have to give Mr. Odo a couple minutes. Yeah, just kind of a bit of a disappointing thing, but we've been struggling a little bit with some of our rare wood products in Europe. So the percentage that went to Europe is this time smaller than ideal. It is a nice rattle, though.
There's so many uses.
Are you playing with your balls too, Michael?
No, just watching the chat.
Oh, okay.
It's like a little bell.
It helps having the captive cap too, because then ooh, first Dynavap last week. Well, welcome to the Dynaverse there, Goji. Glad to have you here.
Oh yeah, those balls get hot.
Yeah. We're working on the Australia situation. I can tell you that shipping has become way more of a challenge than you'd think it would be. Because it seems like, in many regards, shipping is easier than it used to be. But, not in every regard. Oh, okay. Well,
Ooh,
we're looking into that too. Oh. I love that name. The Ort Cloud. I wonder how cloudy it actually is. I love it when people are
Here goes.
on a freebie. Oh, look at that. We got 200 people hanging out with us on the couch right now. Believe that? We're just sitting here rattling our ballers.
Ball caps.
It is pretty amazing that that space probe that supposedly got launched into a non-solar orbit 40 years ago still has functioning electronic stuff.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You know,
I mean, it's being powered solar.
what other electronic stuff still works after 40 years?
They made that real good.
You know, I can tell you, there are a few things, right? I've got a waffle iron.
I mean, imagine building something that's in the thought of your vision is this needs to last over 100 years. Yeah,
It is right
that's
here.
what I'm saying.
That's been part of the goal is, can we make a consumer product that actually executes a useful function that is capable of lasting for generations?
Yeah, it's fascinating.
And I think that we can. In fact, I
You
think
mean your batteries are never going to degrade?
I'm pretty confident in the batteries in these things. Pretty confident. So, how you hear about the limited things is if you haven't signed up for our newsletter on dynavet.com, that's probably the best place to start. And after that, normally we do send an email to previous customers, a few times a year on what we call more relevant things, bigger product releases. So if you don't have, or if you haven't used an email that you actually want to receive our emails when you checked out or something like that, I would encourage you help us connect to you, and we absolutely want to let you know when the cool things are coming out. And thank you, Darf. The Discord is a fantastic place to hear about things that are happening in the Dynaverse, as well as to connect with other people that have other things going on, other ideas, and just want to connect with people like you and just hang out. Make the baller cap like a mini. It's a possibility. We'll see how well the actual baller caps sell. The main reason they are the way that they are is it's a design philosophy, right? How complex do they need to be to get the job done? And I think it's really important that we try and make products and accessories as simple as we possibly can while still functioning well, right? We absolutely could make a mini version of our other machine parts, but now we've got more input, we've got more materials, we've got more cost, we've got more manufacturing, and is it going to work better? Well, I'm sure in some people's opinion it would, but it's going to cost more. And so this is this challenging balance where what's the best product? And well, best is kind of like a 4-letter word, right? Because even thinking about it today, I don't know if you remember, Jeremy, but when I came in today, you and Danny were here, and I might have described you guys with a 4-letter word, and I don't think you were insulted.
No.
Okay, and so it's one of those things that best is so relative, just like other four-letter words, that it can mean a completely different thing from one person in one situation to another.
Oh, yeah. Everybody's got a different perspective and feeling about what they're looking for. I mean,
Yeah.
it's all about what you're looking for.
That doesn't mean there's not going to be other options and other variations. If the baller caps go over well and people like them, well, we'll continue to evolve and iterate. I just know that right now, at this point, we can make these, and we can make them economically so that they're accessible to a much broader range of people, so they can start to explore that territory, because see if they like what a product like this offers. We can always make it more expensive. It's hard to make something that performs well at a lower cost.
Yeah, well, why make it more expensive when it's going to function equally?
What day in March can we purchase the thermal hypercap? Oh, I believe it's somewhere around the second week of March. I'm trying to think of the specific day. It's not coming to me. Do you remember what that is, Michael?
I can find it.
Okay. We'll see if we can find that, because I think Michael can look at our calendar. We actually have a calendar of things like that. Yeah. I'm with you. Context is everything. Oh, I love this. Be awesome to have more choice in single parts, variations of mouthpiece bodies, and so on. I'm 100% with you. There's just one problem. And that's, it's not as simple as just, throw another option up there, right? Because we've got to design it, we've got to manufacture it, you got to name it, actually, right? Then we got to take pictures of it, we got to describe it. It's all got to go onto the, what do you call it? On the website.
Yeah.
Just let people know what all it is. I'd like to have even more options. The challenge is there's a lot of baggage that comes with extra options, right?
13th of March.
It's what?
13th of March?
I was thinking 13th. Yeah, naming. And I hope your grandchildren get some good utility from them. Oh, now these are fun questions. Do you see this one from DM Tango?
Yeah.
Can you answer that? Or are you in space?
No, well, both.
Well, I know if you happen to be going to Spanibus, there will be balls in Spain.
I'd have to write it out.
You have to write it out, huh?
I'm seeing two.
Oh, that's interesting. It's funny. I was just looking at that picture because I went to check my photo bucket page because for some reason a lot of the links that I had through Photo Bucket, which is the linking whatever that I used to use back when I was doing a lot of those initial posts on the fuck combustion vaporizer forum. and I think some of those pictures aren't there in the earlier parts of that thread. I don't know if they fixed it yet or not. But the pictures are still in my photo bucket. And I was looking at that and yep, shop flooded. It was a rather irritating morning when I arrived at work that day. And I go to check and see how things are going. You know, because I had stuff to make, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Like it seems to be the case, not unusual. This is behind or that's behind, you know. So when something's behind, it doesn't matter what it is. Okay, well, that's where the pressure is, right? And that's where a person, especially a person like me, wants to go and find out, okay, what's taking so long? You know, what's the problem? Is this something that I can help solve so we can be less behind in this regard? And I walk in and I see all this brown water and it's like, that was a real what the fuck moment. Yeah. So that basically stopped our production for about a day and a half. And although there wasn't a whole lot of damage, thankfully, because there was an overhead door that went into the shop.
Right.
Okay? Overhead doors are not watertight.
No.
So the water level couldn't get much past the bottom of the overhead door. The floor wasn't flat. And so I learned a couple things. First off, the drain that was in that shop, they called it a French drain. Now, I don't know if drains don't work in France or why they would call a drain that doesn't work a French drain, but that's what they called it. I don't even know if it's the correct term. But apparently, it's not unusual, at least here in the U.S., wasn't unusual back in the day, when you'd have like a shop or a garage, that you might want to have a drain, but you didn't want to go through the effort of putting in an actual drain that would drain somewhere. So you put in a drain that drains nowhere. And that's effectively, you dig a hole, sometimes they put like a barrel or something in there to keep the hole from collapsing. And you take a shotgun or something, you shoot the bottom of the barrel so it doesn't hold water. And then you put a cover over the top and you pretend it's actually a drain. So
we were backed up.
Well, so the other thing that happened is the property owner decided to, this can sound really funny, but it's actually true, move the hill that was behind the shop. Okay. This was not a small hill. But apparently that hill had some money in it, and they decided, they sold the hill to the neighbor.
Okay.
Okay, so the neighbor came in and basically took the layer of dirt off the hill,
Interesting.
moved it over there, and proceeded to remove the hill.
That's what I'm asking. They moved the hill?
And yeah, they moved that hill, one giant dump truck at a time, and they drove it from that piece of property across their adjacent property and then across the road. And now there's parts of that hill spread all over this part of the state.
What's up with the hill? Has it got some special substance?
Well, yeah, so that hill was made out of gravel.
Okay.
Okay, that was deposited apparently when the glaciers moved a whole bunch of rocks around.
Okay, so there is.
This part of,
I just thought it was
the
moving
road.
dirt the whole time.
No, the dirt's only so thick,
Yeah.
and then you get down to gravel.
Okay.
Okay, and it's shocking because it's actually really, really good quality gravel, so it's actually worth a fair bit of money.
It's just like less ability to deteriorate or like disintegrate,
What do you mean?
like the gravel. Like what makes it better?
It's clean. It's not full of dirt.
Oh, okay.
It's good quality gravel, and a lot of it's already broken up. Versus in a lot of parts of the world, if you want gravel, you got to make big rocks into little rocks. But here, there's actually gravel right underneath the dirt in this part of Wisconsin. So they moved the hill, and then I think that they either didn't engineer, or guessed, or had someone that didn't understand how water flows downhill, grade the area where the hill used to be. And so now, instead of there being a hill behind the shop that had grading for water to drain in a known direction, there's now a very gentle slope that has, oh, I don't know, 25 times the surface area that the hill used to have, and it's all pitched towards the shop with a tiny little channel with a tiny little drainage pipe underneath it
Okay.
to channel the water away. And so it just rained hard, and all the water from all that area just right towards the shop and flooded a shop. If there had been a basement there, it would have been a swimming pool. But yeah, the water leaked out the front door, and thankfully all of our machines are a little bit off the ground. They don't put the electronics on the floor.
Yeah.
So it didn't really damage anything, but it made a mess, and it damaged our ability to make product for like a day and a half. There's a cost to that. And I can remember talking this over with the property owner, and like, I'd like the contact for your insurance company because this building flooded, and it cost me a day and a half of production. It's like, yeah, so. It's like, because this stuff wasn't graded properly. And he looks at me in a real weird sort of way, which communicated almost without a doubt that he designed it and graded it
okay.
and whatever.
That look. I
Yeah.
gotcha.
Maybe that's not true against perception.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's all the water got in the shop. There was a lot of water.
Yeah.
And no, it didn't seriously damage any equipment. But anything that shouldn't have got wet, that was on the floor inside of a building that shouldn't be flooded with water, got wet. And so it's not just losing a day of production, it's everyone that worked there that day was basically slogging in water, picking things up and cleaning stuff.
Yeah.
Because of people not doing their job. No, this was not an act of God. It was a hard rain. Anyway, it is an interesting picture though, and I like these pictures. We should bring up some more of them.
Yeah, that's fun.
I should prep some pictures. I got a bunch of old ones here. Is this thing on? Oh, you know what?
Probably was smelly. It's like the old ruler trick.
Yeah, isn't that funny?
Gotta have them like
That's really funny, isn't it?
nailed down. Just to the perfect spot.
Yeah, so if you're new to the live stream, especially on YouTube, and you see a bunch of people typing a colon in the chat, that's because somebody is going to win this cool Blackwood Mini Wind. Right there. The ones that you can't buy right now, because they all sold out. But I know where they're made, and I think I can find one or two, and we're going to ship it to you. Basically, for you giving us where we need to ship it. More wood bodies. Yeah, definitely want more wood. That's for sure. Although, Jeremy, didn't you put these together?
What do you mean this?
Oh, you got one of those there too?
Yeah. I got me one.
That's fantastic.
Yep.
Weren't these just like super easy to do?
They were just good.
Huh?
I liked them. I liked working on them.
But
Just for the size.
yeah, but this wood's kind of a struggle.
Yeah, about the wood. I mean, it's extremely strong, but
In one direction.
that's if it's completely together and
Right.
it doesn't have a crack, because it's easy crack.
Yeah, we need some purple bongers, don't we? Yeah. I don't know how many Blackwood midsections we're going to have in the near future.
Be some other good ones, though, huh?
Is that the packaging for it? Oh, yeah. This is the packaging for it. Thanks for bringing it up. So,
Yes, thanks.
if you happen to buy one of the little mini ones that went on sale, they come in this, I think, pretty cool tin. Storage, portable device. It's actually got
it's
a magnet in it.
Yep. You can put it upright
And-
too, right in the center.
Yeah, you can just push on the little mouthpiece like this and just go boop to get it out. Piece of cake. Yeah.
It's a little session can.
Yeah. Got a little magnet. Kind of holds your stuff, which is also kind of nice.
Split side. You can hold two
And-
different types of materials,
Well, you,
or
and the
a
baller
couple
cap
extra caps.
fits in
Yeah,
there too,
I was
which is
gonna
kind of
say.
nice. So I can put my device in there.
Yeah,
I can
that's
put my
great.
baller cap in there, and I've got room for storing something else that might be useful to have in a container like this.
Yeah, like some O-rings or something.
Yeah. Some O-rings.
Some really clean gravel.
Some really. Yeah.
I mean, why not?
Or maybe you can think of something else useful to put in there. And it's reasonably
I love this
tight.
this size
order
signature
type.
of it.
Yeah, just
Like I said, it's a little session can. It's like, what do you got in your back pocket? Is that chew? No. Mm-mm. Even better.
Jeremy, you've been wearing a tiny little device on your necklace.
Oh yeah.
Jeez. I'd say like a
while.
year.
Oh yeah.
Right?
I started this. I needed this.
Yeah, this was like when you started coming
I had an
here
idea.
and helping with the
Wood.
with
Yep.
yeah with the original woodwinds,
Mm-hmm.
right? So tell us about that.
Yeah, I know. I was just kind of working on those, and I had an idea. I just needed it because I started wheeling a lot too. So it's kind of like wheeling on the go with my units and stuff. And I was like, how can I just not have to worry about putting something back in my pocket? So I wanted to make something on a necklace size, but I had to like shrink
Yep.
it because I was like, okay, I can't put an actual. I mean, I could put an actual any size Dynavap on here, but I wanted it to be, you know, the size. So and it just kind of worked. And started off with half a woodwind, or a piece of the
Or a
woodwind.
little bit less than
Yeah,
half. Yeah,
it was less than half. It was to the metal crown, like perfectly. So it was, and that's how it all kind of began.
Yep.
And now we got this beautiful shape.
Yeah, it's fantastic. So I think we're aiming for about the 13th of March. Yeah, definitely want some poof-rated caps. But we're getting a little bit further along with baller cap production. It's teaching us a fair bit about better ways to do that. So maybe we'll get that here this year. Yep. There's just some good stuff in the comments. I love it. New M in March. Well, it depends on how you define that.
Was new M in March?
Is there an M in March?
Yeah, technically.
It's the first letter, I think.
Is there an M in Michael?
There is. It's saying it's the first letter.
Is there an M in Jeremy?
Yep. It's towards the end now.
It looks like
Second to
it
last.
looks like I'm the one out here.
Yeah, there's no M in George.
When's official 10 years of Dyna?
Wait, let me see your cap. I gotta see what it sounds like with two in here.
It depends on how you define that. We should just pick a date, though.
Oh, that's got a fun weight, to it.
Oh, now you got heavy. Yeah, wow, that's heavy.
That's fun. 2 caps in there.
All these percussion instruments, Jeremy.
The size is like perfect for a lot of things in this.
Man, you can put 3-baller caps in
Yeah, I
here.
know. It's like, this is kind of fun now. I want to see what else I can fit in it.
But which one's going to stay in it when I turn it upside down?
Yeah, right. Center. Oh, no
Oh.
way. How?
Physics.
I bet you it's the... I wonder if it's this guy. A little bit hit on the wood, maybe. That's what's holding it in.
I don't know.
It's cocked in there the right way. Oh, okay. It was in there, though.
That one doesn't want to come out.
No, that's so cool to know that.
How are we going to get that out now?
That's so cool. Wait, why are they caps?
Yeah, I mean,
Oh,
it's stuck. You better fix that.
yeah, let's check it out. Can't believe how good that held that in there. Oh, look at that. It's just staying.
Baller, is it due out in March? The answer is yes. I think March is going to be a pretty cool month.
It'll be getting...
Don't you think?
It'll be cool. Getting less cool.
Yeah. Gravity. Yeah. I like gravity. Sometimes.
Sometimes. Unless it's...
Dynavet
Unless it's my
website
ass.
hit 10 years in September 2024. In terms of... Yes. That's probably when I bought that domain. There wasn't a website there until... The first website was just getting visualized in June of 2015. No, I haven't had a chance to try new Simrel device yet. Austin showed me some of his prototypes, but he didn't send me one of the new ones yet. That'll likely happen at some point. I think somewhat soon. July 21, 2015. First post in FC. That's actually pretty close to when the project became something the public was aware of. Because that was just a few days after I started the Indie No-Go campaign. And it turns out that I think that forum was probably the most important thing of awareness when it comes to the product in this company. Boy, a few things have changed since then.
Yeah.
Just a few things, huh?
It's funny what good 10 years will do to you. So like 10
Silicone
years
mini wind.
in the same... Hey, it takes 10 years to become a cheesemaker. Didn't we say this once?
10 years to become a cheesemaker.
Or to become a cheese, like, master or something. Like, you have to be an apprentice for 10 years.
Oh, so I might be getting to the end of my apprenticeship then, huh?
You can now be a master.
Wow. How much does Shadow M go for these days? I don't know. You know, there is a few things out there showing.
Yeah, I'm curious in that too.
Yeah, I remember seeing some. There used to be something somewhere where people were like aggregating values on parts
Yeah, especially
Because,
for how many are out there.
for yeah, some of the old obscure ones, right? Or if not saying what they're worth, but what they'd recently sold for. It was kind of cool because you know some of these old tips are selling like $400. You know, this is for tips that back in the day were selling for like $50 or less.
Original device with black rings is such a treat to see.
Yeah. Why did you choose to run this business in Wisconsin? Well, probably the single biggest determining factor was the fact that I was living in Wisconsin. The second big determining factor was I had a job in Wisconsin. And since I didn't have the ability to just pick up and move, there really wasn't a lot of other options. So, got to try and make it work. And I'd say largely it's actually worked out pretty good.
And then the question is, why not in
Oh.
Wisconsin?
Did you have any challenge with documentation or various processes that did not handle the growth well? Yeah, pretty much all of them. and, and I don't want to be sarcastic because it's not my intent. And we still have a fair number of challenges because once you get one thing kind of shored up, there's something else. And it's not just, okay, now we got all it done, now we're good. No, because then something else changes. And it's not necessarily just growth related. I mean, internet's not the same as it was 10 years ago today. Shipping, okay. Shipping changing? Yeah. Has nothing to do with our growth. But shipping is way different today than it was 10 years ago. I mean, 10 years ago was fantastic. We actually started out because a lot of the initial people that kind of bought into this concept were international. And I have to credit a lot of that to the awareness that even though the campaign didn't last very long or go very far on Indiegogo, it still popped the cork and started helping to spread some awareness. And a lot of those people were from all over the place. And, you know, the people on the Vaporizer forum, same situation. You know, the forum doesn't care where you live. It's just a place online. And so, big percentage of our initial customers were international. So we wanted to keep those international shipping rates as cheap as we possibly could. And from when we started selling product in 2015, I think it was probably almost 3 solid years that it was just $11. No matter what you ordered, international. You could order anything on our website, and we get it to you for $11. Now, it wasn't fast. You know, this is USPS.
Did you see Topaz 1? I
The
think
what?
that's a great question.
What's that?
Topaz 1. Or T-Paz? That's a really, really good question. I wanted.
Oh.
Because, I mean, I got friends that have told me stories, so I already know that I can count
Oh,
like
man.
3 or 2 or 3 of this. Oh, that's good. That makes me think.
Yep. Yeah, torches just don't seem to last forever, do they?
I mean, I've had some last a long time, but what
No,
wears out?
they're
Like,
great.
what end of it wears out? Like is it where the gas is?
Yeah,
Shooting up,
sometimes
does
it
that get plugged,
leaks.
or, like-
You know, if you don't know this,
I've seen it get green.
here's
Like-
here's my public service announcement for today. Lighters and alcohol don't get along very well. I mean, like, terrible. In fact, it's so bad that you may have inadvertently got just a little bit of alcohol, if it was just on your skin or a splash or a drop on your lighter. And if your lighter is made of that somewhat transparent or translucent plastic, it causes this interesting cascading chemical reaction that just damages the plastic to the point where it no longer holds any gas pressure. And it doesn't take much. So
Interesting.
if you were to take just a little bit of alcohol, say you pulled the sticker off your lighter, just to wipe off the goo from underneath the sticker, you would likely destroy your lighter in about 30 seconds. If you have an old crappy lighter that doesn't work, I encourage you to try it. Just put a little bit of alcohol on the plastic and watch what happens. Now, it's not every plastic, but it's a whole lot of plastic lighters that I've seen, especially, again, the transparent ones. Alcohol, again, it just totally destroys that plastic.
Yeah, I was surprised with the Bic lighter too. If you hold it in the blue part of the flame, like, it's actually doesn't take that long to
What's that?
crack a cap off of a regular Bic.
Oh, if you're holding the
If you get it right, yeah. You got to get it in the blue flame without putting out the flame, because it still needs to be
putting the lighter in the flame.
The Dynavap.
Oh, I was gonna say, why would you be heating a lighter with a lighter?
Two lighters together. George, you ever done this? No. No, Dynavap on a Bic, like a regular Bic lighter.
Yeah, I think.
We did a demonstration, I think, once, but it's been a while.
Yep.
I have to do it again.
What was I just thinking? You mentioned about the lighter. Yeah, I don't have one of those soft flame lighters. We kind of show that demo because
Yeah,
you're
'cause
right.
if you do
Soft
it
flame
right-
lighters will heat a device just fine.
And you won't get it all black
if you
hold
don't
it
have
right
wind,
either.
right?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, even torches in the wind sometimes. Just depends.
Yeah, those plastic chemical reactions are just so interesting. Updates in the FFP. Yeah. That whole project has been such an interesting exercise in how difficult it is to get other people to do things that generally aren't practical for you to do. And
Yeah.
more and more, it's like, well, if we'd have just done it ourselves, probably have been further ahead. Just crazy. Improper refilling can cause problems. Believe it or not, just silly little things. If you're not careful, you can end up just getting a whole bunch of just dirt, dust, junk, and stuff into your tank because your lighter's in your pocket. So you're inevitably going to get a little bit of stuff on the little fill port. Then you go and shoot your gas in it, and then you shoot some of that right into your lighter too.
Which I've had, I think, a longer life with the ones that do have the top flaps, like a metal top flap, because it just seems to keep that debris out just a little.
Right, but that's on the
longer.
other end. That doesn't cover up your fill
Oh,
port.
you're talking about the fill port.
Yep.
Oh, I never even thought of that.
Yeah. Oh. Just bought a bee from Ecuador. Well, that's fantastic.
That's great.
Hold on the button until it's empty. It's actually a lot better to use something. I prefer mechanical pencil with the lead pushed all the way in, so it's not going to cause a problem. To just push on the little fill port. So
It's kind of how you bleed it, right?
yeah, the fill port, right, where you put the gas in. You just need to push on that until it goes tss. But maybe if Mr. Odo's still listening, he put a link in the chat here last week or the week before. It was a video that Ben and I did back in I think 2017, because this was such a common problem for us in the early days of the company. People having issues with lighters or thinking that the lighter that we'd include, because back then we'd include lighters with almost every device just automatically to make sure people had a torch lighter. Well, my lighter ran out of gas. Where do I get another one? Like they're disposable lighters, right? Or how do I fill a lighter? And it got to a point where it's like, wow, we're getting this question like 3-4 times a day. Okay, why don't we just make a video that shows people how to fill a lighter? And it turns out that was a really good video to make, because it wasn't just Dynavap customers that needed help learn how to fill a lighter.
Yeah, actually.
I think when we looked at it the other day, it was 1.6 million views on how to fill a lighter. It's like, okay.
Did you guys like bleed it too?
Yeah, well,
'Cause
it's
that's
a
part
quick
of it.
video. It's a minute and a half. You know, and not a whole bunch of just
I've
stuff.
had to have seen it. I've had to have seen it.
But
It's probably been a while.
yeah, holy cow. Snow's melting.
Is it though?
Oh, it was definitely melting today.
It was a bit. Yeah, it got a little warm.
It took like
today. It was nice.
5 days for all the snow to melt off of my car.
It was that cold.
It was that cold.
Yeah, it was like really
And
dry.
And I actually
cold
parked
here
my
for the
car
last week.
in a garage. And it still didn't melt.
So the heat.
In
from
fact,
the
It,
top didn't
it
melt.
was so funny because I have this problem typically a couple days a year where my refrigerator will freeze. Because I've got a refrigerator in the garage.
Oh.
And
Yeah.
problem is, when the garage temperature gets down close to freezing, even though there's a thermostat in the refrigerator,
It still goes past
it's
it.
not a very good thermostat because it will.
So is it? It must run then.
Oh yeah, the freezer, it works fine, but the problem is when it gets below about 40 degrees in the garage, sometimes the freezer or the refrigerator turns into a freezer, and then everything that's liquid in there turns to ice, which is inconvenient, especially if the liquid contains dissolved gas such as carbon dioxide, because then it makes a mess.
Yep.
Okay, well,
Fridge bombs.
so here's the funny thing. It helps when it's really cold to just leave the door open on the refrigerator so the refrigerator doesn't freeze. Which is just like the dumbest thing ever.
That's
Wait a minute.
interesting. Yeah.
Okay, am I getting this right? You left your refrigerator door open on purpose. Yeah, it was getting too cold in there. I had to warm it up.
Yep.
So
That's not going to get you in very far. I don't think telling anybody this.
it just sounds so ridiculous, right? But no.
That needs a scientific
It's-
explanation right away after that. You
when
need to
it's
be ready to
38
pull out.
degrees in the garage, F, or basically 2-3 degrees C in the garage,
Right.
there's actually, it doesn't make any difference having the refrigerator door open or closed from a preservation of food perspective because it's the same temperature.
Right.
But it seems like when the door is shut, the
Because the freezer's like at 0.
I think it's
right?
because the freezer is still trying to stay colder than that, so the compressor's running, and I don't think that there's a sophisticated enough control system in that appliance to
Keep it off?
keep
The fridge from circulating?
to
kind of
isolate
thing?
the temperature of the two compartments.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Okay, can you show us a close up how you attach the mini wind to your neck?
Sure.
Leave it plugged in. Yeah, leave it plugged in. And it's not like it's just gonna keep running because it doesn't. It's cold, right? It's the refrigerator is actually below set point. And there's a few times, and I wonder if the temperature setting is even accurate because the inside of the
I
refrigerator
use a helix tip and I go
According
through
to the-
one of the rings with a tiny little.
to the temperature readout on the door, which is digital readout. Sometimes it actually says it's below freezing in the refrigerator.
It's like a keychain loop, but a really small one.
Oh, I love it when people put equations in the chat. That's fantastic. Yeah. Keep combusting the ball or cap.
Yeah, you gotta get you a helix.
Well, it depends on where you're heating with
It's my favorite tip.
ball or cap. So, have you used this much, Jeremy?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
How do you heat yours?
I start right at the line because then I get both the best worlds. Because like I
Okay,
I
you
watch how
start
you
there.
I watch how you go like down here and then up here. So
Yeah.
I was always wondering, what if I find the point of like perfection? So I do end up I go at the line, but then I go above it right away. and I stay just right above it, and I get really good results just staying right above the line of where the two metals meet, basically. But that's how I do it. I get really good results, and I'm getting consistency. So once I find consistency, that's how I do things. I don't usually stray too far away from this like perfect, consistent thing that I'm finding works every time, and that's what's been working for me. But I've tried a lot of ways, and there's many ways to kind of do it.
See another question that's fun. See the one there on YouTube?
What we got over here?
It's in orange.
Oh, that's a good. Do you?
No. Do you?
No, but
Michael, do you?
Unsure at this point.
Just say, if not, I will soon.
oh, actually, I do. Hold on,
There
let me
you
turn
go.
around. I got it with the rest of my tattoos, but it's only for private viewing.
Okay. There you go, Blessed. If you're using a really big torch, that might be part of what's going on, right? Because the higher the power your torch has, especially when you're heating further away from the groove here, the higher the temperature you're going to get before that thermostat clicks. Okay, so try using a smaller torch or turning it down, or heating just a little bit further away from where your chamber is, right? Because
Yep.
when the cap's on, your chamber is roughly where the two pieces connect.
Mm-hmm.
Heat a little bit more in the middle.
Yeah, I mean, you can be safe by playing right on that line, the white line that's marked, you know. But I go like right in between there.
Yeah.
In between the.
I've seen a few Dynavap tattoos, pictures of people's Dynavap tattoos out there in the Dynaverse, which is pretty cool. I think I've only met one person that has a Dynavap tattoo so far. But if you happen to have a Dynavap tattoo and you ever come visit here, I have something for you.
Everybody's
And
gonna
it
go
and
get
it, and it won't
tattoos.
be low value either.
These
Mouthpiece
people
Judgment
showing up here
Omnicanusm
with
comes
Dynavap
off. I get to
tattoos.
stay on. Sure. So Jeff, if you're just a little bit handy, what you'll want to do is, I'll demonstrate with this M7 condenser. And some of those older Omnis, for whatever reason, the threaded part would come loose. If you get it adjusted where you know exactly where you want it, okay, you can just make a little line with like a sharp blade, like an X-Acto knife, as a reference, and then just slide it out of the way, and you can take that same X-Acto and you just kind of roll on it a little bit to make a couple little tiny little grooves or channels, and then you just kind of tap it back into position and it will hold a little bit better. And if that's still not working, you know, reach out to me, teatime@dynavap.com, and I'll help you get through that. Baller Cat Founders Edition. I think that already happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
But there's gonna be some new ones. Paint my forehead, huh? You know, it would be pretty interesting because I've seen quite a few posts on Reddit of people that have branded themselves.
Like a cap.
Someone should compile all those pictures and just make like
Yeah, that would be fun.
a collection of
Collage of them.
brandings, right?
Yeah, that would be great. Oh, that would be fun.
Wouldn't that just be? I don't know if it's a good thing or what it is, but
Interesting. fun. People, I think this thing is fun because I was watching like this really, really old person that we found in like Antarctica, right? And like they still had their skin because they were frozen for so long, and their tattoos were in places of like problems with their bones that they had. Like this guy had a knee problem. He had like a something on, like
Yeah,
so
because
it's like-
that knee was just not being nice. And he's like, well, you know what? If you're gonna hurt,
Right.
I'm gonna poke you.
Maybe that's what it was. But no, they were like legit like tattoos, almost like this is where I hurt. So they were like getting. It was like the medicine doctor was putting a tattoo there, you know, or something to help. Hopefully that'll do it.
I mean, we don't know. It's just kind of fun to just imagine what that story is.
Oh yeah, right. It could be several different things.
Just notice all the comments from YouTube. How not to use a Dynavap manual. That could be a really fun thing to do. I wonder if we could like crowdsource the creation of that. Which reminds me of something else that I'd like
How
to just
not
kind
to use a
of
Dynavap?
throw out there for this community, right?
Is it supposed to be comical or like slightly both? Because like
Yeah.
I would just start with the backwards use. You know what I mean?
So a
Don't
few years ago, we had a
chase
really
the dragon.
nice community member that put a fair amount of effort into creating a Wikipedia article for thermal extraction. And it was actually really good. And then for reasons that I don't fully understand, it's no longer there. And I see Wikipedia articles on a whole lot of companies. I think it'd be cool if we could get one for Dynavap and just show the array of products on there. Like you can go and you can see the whole history of Porsche and all the variations and the models. Same thing with thermal extraction. So if you're good with Wikipedia, you know, get in touch with us. You know, I'd love to see if we can't get a little bit more of that content out there. Where and how should retail inquiries be directed? So I think this is the upper right hand corner of our website. Wholesale inquiry is where you can do that. And if that's not working out, one of the best ways is, or the alternative, if you're just not getting what you're looking for, did I spell that right? I think I did. I just put it in the chat on YouTube. And probably can do the same thing on,
Yeah, just put it on both sides.
see if it's going to cooperate. If this actually works. Wouldn't that be interesting?
Go. Yeah.
Technology. So, for some reason, I try and hit that. It says, ask me to join Twitch today. Because apparently I'm not on Twitch.
Yeah. I don't. That doesn't make any sense to me.
You have every picture ever shown on FC and Reddit? Really?
Oh, there you go.
Where do you live? So it would be, you know, that's a good
Melatonin.
idea there.
How do you make melatonin?
Get the image library on the website. There's really no reason not to do that because we've got so many pictures. Huh.
Yeah, I'm curious how to vape it too. I don't understand. Would you vape melatonin like liquid vape or? Like,
That sounds a little bit odd.
yeah, I'm trying.
I think hops might be better. I'm
Hops
not,
are
I'm
fun.
not going to say better because, you know, again, the best thing
Hops a good one.
is a four-letter word, and better is just a derivative.
Yeah. Good's
but-
better than better.
You know, hops
Hops is a good one.
nice, tastes good.
That's a good four-letter
and
word.
it's great for relaxing.
Yeah. Good is a better word for maybe it's not great for everyone. you know?
Okay. Don't listen to me, I'm just joking.
What's that?
The person that said about
Oh.
vaping melatonin.
I was just super curious. It's like, oh, what? I want to try.
Okay.
I want to go to sleep real quick.
Make a gallery called the Hall of Pain. Yeah. Okay. Well, why is it that here we are 15 minutes over time and our viewer count's going up?
We're having fun. We're stacking Dynavaps over here. Oh, I can't see it. No.
Oh, you're stacking caps?
Yeah.
Oh, that's great,
No, we
Jeremy.
gotta-
Is
we
that
gotta-
gonna be a new thing? We gonna have
we
like
gotta
a cap
woodwind.
stacking?
And 2 baller
Contest?
stacks. I bet I could stack another baller cap on there. You got one?
I do.
This is going to be really difficult.
Oh yeah, so they can see off to the side.
All right, it's going to detune my second to last ones.
Vaping a coffee bean, yeah.
Oh,
We
it's
definitely
gonna
did
be so
coffee
hard.
beans in here. It was pretty good.
I'll be doing this for the rest of the time we're here. This one's going to be difficult.
Yeah, I think magnesium is good. I've been eating a little magnesium before I go to bed at night. Which just seems so interesting to eat metal. But
Iron.
it doesn't have a terrible flavor, actually. Well, welcome to the live stream there, Bumpkin Peep. Or Peppy. Wizard Wand themed
No way.
Dynavaps.
Dude,
Oh, look at you.
that's pretty
that's
impressive, is it
That's
not?
baller.
Wow.
Jared, would you
3
really...
baller caps on a mini win with a baller cap.
Holy balls.
That's a lot. How many balls are in there, George? 4 times 1 baller cap.
Yeah, 158.
Wow. I just stacked 158 balls. What do you got?
Are all tips compatible with the B? I'm gonna say
Yeah, why wouldn't it be?
they should be.
They should be. Maybe. Yes, B.
Are area exclusive available for brick and mortar? Probably, and if not, we can work with you. You know, it's shocking how fast caffeine will affect you when you thermally extract it.
Oh, everything.
It's incredibly fast. So you can put some tea or some coffee
Oh, yeah.
in your Dynavap. Just put your cap on, heat it up to the click, and if you haven't done it before, I'd go to the lighter side, so closer to the groove versus closer to the base, right? So lower temperature, and then just take that taste. And you'd be surprised how caffeine.
I mean, I used to buy a tin of herbs just for my Dynavap. Like that, I used it all the time.
Yep.
I was trying to stay away from nicotine products.
Yep. It does leave the system quicker too, but that's the nice thing about consuming it that way. Now, I'm not advising that you do it, but I'm just sharing that when I tried it, and put the coffee in, it tastes like coffee smells. Because when you brew coffee, it doesn't taste like it smells. It tastes reminiscent of what it smells like.
Right.
But the caffeine hits fast.
I mean,
And
assuming we're talking about roasted coffee.
I'm talking about
anyway,
coffee
right?
or tea.
Yeah.
It hits so fast, it's hard to believe. I'm talking like 30 seconds.
Oh, it's instant.
It's by the time you're done taking a hit, you can feel the caffeine.
Right.
Okay. And it's interesting because when you think about brewing a cup of coffee, even like with a Keurig cup, right? There's a lot more coffee in a cup of coffee than you can possibly fit in the chamber of a Dynavap product. Even a Hyperdyne. If you try to make a cup of coffee with a Hyperdyne chamber full of coffee grounds,
For a mouse.
it's just not going to taste very good.
One little cup of coffee.
Yeah.
That'll fit in your cap.
And I'd say, yeah, a hit of coffee in a chamber like this is, I felt like I drank a whole cup of coffee. But since it was such a small amount, 15 minutes later, I was not too far above baseline.
No
So-
crash, because not enough. Is that
Yeah.
how it is? Yeah. Basically, right?
Yeah,
the crash happens
it's
when you have
just-
too much.
It's just not there.
Right.
And so it was one of those things when you're just having a bit of a struggle for a day, right? It can help break that, oh, I'm just so tired, where you really don't want to drink another cup of coffee or just get too much caffeine.
Right.
So, anyway.
I know that feeling. Sometimes I just want one more cup, but I know it's
Yeah.
it's too much. Ooh, see, Russian sage. I would love to try that right now,
Mm.
man. Like that sounds amazing.
Yeah. Well, since I don't think I'm in the mood right now to thermally extract any caffeine, I'm getting a bit tired. It's been a long weekend. Might be about time to kind of wrap it up. So, anyway, thanks for joining everybody. It was kind of fun. Coffee's interesting. Hops is good. There's a lot more to thermal extraction than I think a lot of people realize.
There's a lot
So-
of things you can thermo extract.
Oh yeah, a lot of things. All right. Well, until next week, I think we'll see you then. Cheers, everybody.
Bye.